Kuphi emakhaya emadolobheni etibhedlela nakuphi lapho ubukela khona mabonakude wakho SABC 1 Mzansi for sure siniphathela uhlelo ilungelo lakho it's your right njengenjwayelo ke mbukeli ungevakalisa umbono wakho ngesihloko sanamhla ngekushayela licingo ku 011 714 6918 noma ke ku 011 714 6919 ungasithumela futhi ne-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za siphinde sibe khona futhi ku Facebook na ku Twitter mina ke ngisimpiwe Ngcowane kanti ke leli ilungelo lakho. Now, many South African consumers invest a lot of money in multiple funeral policies, all with the hope of cashing in when a loved one dies. But what many consumers don't actually know is that they are putting their money in the drain, as only one funeral policy will pay out. Ayikembukeli emvakalo umbiko sitawuva ukuthi imali yakho icwila kanjani uma uthathela umuntu munye bomasingcwabisane labanyenti.
Ukufa kuyisela kufika la khona kungekho umuntu osuke enemali yokubhekana nezindleko zomncwabo. Ingakho ke abathengi bethathela abathandiweyo babo ama-funeral policies phecelezi omasingcwabisane. Babalelwa ku-8 kuba u-10 abantu abanomasingcwabisane lapha eMzansi Afrika.
Ukhipha emotionally and then i-coffin ibhokisi imali yokungcwaba ukuthenga igusha eyesine into nanene ilitye
bhatala i160 ngenyanga then i-services yakhona i-right bakunikezela i-services yonke for i-undertaker bakunikezele ne-4000 yenkomo bakunikezele nama-veg ngaphezulu
yabhatala ngenyanga mayiphela ibenza yonke into baniqala ukuyenza bonke ifamily yami yonke nayo.
uLawrence Konyane ongumongameli at the National Funeral Directors Association uyachaza ukuthi omasingcwabisane bahlalelwe ukuthi besebenze kanjani.
Most of them, they are packaged according to benefits, and benefits meaning that it will be the service that they will offer you, like a coffin, to do all the funeral service per se. It's not cash per se. There are those that are cash, kodwa zikhona ebazokusebenzela ukunokuthi bakuphe i-cash.
Abathengi bathathela umuntu oyedwa omasingcwabisane abayinqwaba ngoba benethemba lokuthola imali uma lowo muntu ehamba emhlabeni.
Policies zami C4 and Z-right. C4.
Kodwa uNkonyane uthi abathengi kumele begade ngoba kungenzeka kukhokhe umasingcwabisane owodwa uma sekufika leso sikhathi.
There is a problem lapho bakupha benefits of a funeral service. It normally creates a problem because now you've got two funeral parlors offering the same benefit. You can't split that body to be buried by this undertaker and this undertaker. You will have to use one. And in most instances that we've seen, the problem is that you will forfeit the benefits from the other funeral parlor or the other service provider.
Kodwa yini abangayenza abathengi ukuze imali yabo bayisebenzele kanzima engacwili emanzini?
It's also important for the customers or the client when they take a package to ask questions and to read their contracts very clearly, and also to ask questions that what happens if someone else covered them? What happens in that instance? How do you operate? So I think it's very important for the customer also to do a bit of homework. And don't rush into these things. If there's a package that you like, take that pamphlet, go home, discuss it with family members, or look at it carefully. And if there's someone outside the family, like your extended family, umalume, bamncane, njalo njalo, ask, are you covered anyway? Try to find out somehow if they are covered. Because what we've seen in the funeral industries, that is the biggest problem.
Bayaxwayiswa abathengi ukuthi bebheke omasingcwabisane abahlukahlukile ngaphambi kokuthatha isinqumo. Baxwayisa futhi ukuthi kumele bebheke nokuthi umasingcwabisane lo abawuthathayo usemthethweni futhi ubhalisiwe kwi-the Financial Services Board kanti lokhu kuyobasiza uma sekunezikhalazo abafuna ukuzifaka. Unompumelelo Mthethwa, Yilungelo Lakho, eGoli.
Sibonge mbukeli umbiko lesitfulela iproducer yethu nombumemelelo Mthethwa. Ukukhuluma kabanti ngalendzaba yanamhla asimukele ivakashi lethu namhla lapha ke e-studio sina Lawrence Konyana ovela National Funeral Directors Association, siphinde sibe naye make Lillian Mathe ovela Old Mutual, bese ke ukuthi e-studio sethu eCape Town sibena Nceba Sihlali yena ke uvela ku-Ombudsman for Long-Term Insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and as well as you Nceba in Cape Town, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. I'm going to start with you, Make Lillian. Can you briefly just break, before we got into the conversation, can you just differentiate between a funeral policy and a life policy?
Okay, so thina njenge mutually ke si provide a funeral policy ne life policy. I life policy isekekela impilo yomuntu. So bese ikhokha ke izindleko zomuntu kade ephila ngayo. So it's life policies that looks after the life of that individual, and on passing the life policy is then paid off. As opposed to a funeral policy it's dedicated ukungcwaba umuntu. So the funds that All Mutual will provide is for the funeral service. So it's only for the funeral service. It doesn't provide anything other than the expenses that the life would have been supporting after that.
Yeah, because many consumers abathi nabathatha le insurance ukuthi yini kahle kahle lo mehluko emkhathini kwe life insurance ne funeral policy. So how soon do the payouts come out for both instances? Okay,
so for the purposes of a funeral policy, it's for the funeral. Yeah. So we, as All Mutual, we commit to a minimum time of 48 hours from the time of claiming, as opposed to a life policy. Now, a life policy is a much more longer term because there's underwriting that is involved. So we need to check the valid passing and the underwriting that the life was covered. Ngikhuluma ukuthi mhlambe si check ukuthi umuntu washona ngempela ngendlela ebephila ngayo, ushoniswe yini, bekuyini nje into ebimphethe, sizokwazi ukuthi lento ebisikhavile iyona esikhokhelayo na. So the life policy tends to be a little bit longer, but we try to make it as soon as possible because it's got expenses that it needs to cover. Yeah. So the funeral policy, as I said, it's dedicated to cover the funeral expenses. So you'll find that the payout time is much more shorter.
All right. Now, Lawrence, the reasonable thing to do before taking out these policies and insurance policies is to compare uqhathanisa onke lama insurance policies from the different companies. So in that regard, ninege ema funeral directors, why are you skeptical? Why are you reluctant to explain the pricing of these policies?
I don't think we are skeptical or we are reluctant to disclose. Look, we are required by law to disclose, and you know, it comes back to the question whether a person wants a cover for the funeral or they want cover for cash that they will go pay for a funeral somewhere else. And that has been our biggest thing, because I like what you said cashing in, because that's how they are seen exactly nowadays. People take one or two policies to exactly cash in, not really for the funeral itself, like she explained. Yeah. The purpose is for the expenses of the funeral, not to cash in per se for a vehicle. I mean, in our businesses, we hear every day when someone dies, you know, one person will come, probably they've got a funeral cover with you, and you give them, to tell them, okay, these are the services that I'm going to give you. And you find other relatives coming later on and say, look, we need 1, 2, 3 documents because we also took out the policy. But they don't contribute to that funeral. That money is basically for them to cash in for something else. And the problem starts there.
Niyaba advisor indala abathatha lama insurance policies ukuthi no ungadikani soba over insured, ukuthi no, you should take one policy insurance, ungadikani so una more than one.
Look, those kind of questions, siyababuza ukuthi is the person that you're covering covered somewhere else, or is this your policy, or is there something else?
Yeah. Do you want to weigh in on that?
Yes, I think it's important. Yazi usiko lemngcwabo yethu ukuthi asingcwabi ngalowo mgqibelo kuphela. umngcwabo uqala umuntu meshonile, so the week before the funeral there's expenses that we incurred. So the lump sum payment is intended to actually fund the expenses ngoba siyazi ukuthi thina abantu abamnyama masingcwaba umngcwabo ama cost omngcwabo aqala before I funeral. So I think it's important nokuthi nje futhi sinenkinga ekukhulumeni indaba zomngcwabo. Awumane nje ubuza ukuthi sukhavile na ngoba it's a sensitive issue, and ngosiko futhi siyahlonipha ukuthi umuntu ngeke uvela phahluka akutshela ukuthi hayi mina nginama policy ngizongcwatshwa ubani, although we know that culturally it's a very sensitive and important event ukuthi umngcwabo needs to be a dignified event. So I think it's very important as consumers to really interrogate what it is that you're covering. And as siblings, you find that the same siblings will be covering the same parent. And unless you have the conversation, uncomfortable that it is, it needs to be held.
I think that's the problem,
that's the
because
problem.
yeah, that is the problem, Lawrence. Lokuthi siyesaba lokubatshela abantu ukuthi ngicela uthathe insurance, and this is the type of insurance that you take. How do you deal with that?
Well, look, it all boils down to consumer education, unfortunately. And I think as funeral parlours, we do try to play that role. And remember, this thing started a long time ago with our burial societies, a society or a burial club that will start the society where they will pay for, they will contribute each month to cover the cost of a funeral. And that's how the whole thing started. But as the years went by, there were regulations put in place. FSB came along, and I think it's where things started. We always believe in the funeral industry that FSB doesn't really understand the funeral business or the whole thing about masingcwabisane. And we would have liked to play more role when all that came into being. So, with the regulations.
So most of those funeral parlours under your association, nasekufika lo FSB abazange baba out of business ngoba vele FSB has got very stringent requirements.
No, not really. With us at NFDA, most of our members are compliant, and we encourage that they are compliant with all the laws that basically regulates them in that space. Hence that if you sell insurance, we require that you must register with FSB. And make sure that you have an underwriter.
Right.
Compliance. FSB sometimes I understand, and it's not really, they're not close to the consumer and the customer. So as all mutual, I think having access and being from the communities, it's our job, it's the funeral parlour's job to explain what is the customer need. And when they regulate, to communicate and to translate that regulation that they're imposing to what the end customer impact will be. The intention of the FSB, I mean, from the documents that I've seen, is that it's really to the benefit of the customer. I mean, treating customers fairly is something that tells you, the end member must be well looked after. Now, how we do that, I think it's always about how, client ekugcineni umsebenzi wethu thina esisebenza nabo abantu ukuthi hayibo yazi lo mthetho ofakayo unenkinga ngoba asikwazi thina ukusebenzisa kanje, sicela sisebenzisane ukuthi ilunge le ndaba. And I think that's where our duties as providers to actually convey that message and be the conduit between the customer and the provider.
Right. Now, Neba angakhohlwa ngawe, I'll get back to you shortly after the break. Kwanyalo ke mbukeli asasiyibambe lapho sa etitolo siyabuya khona nyalo. Sikwamukela futhi mbukeli, nawe ungaba ingcenye lenkulumo namhlanje ukuvakalisa umbono wakho ngeusishayela licingo ku-011 714 6918 011 714 691. Ngiyathemba ukuthi lapha phasi kumabona kude wenu ungaphinde uthumele ne-email ku-consumer@sabc.co.za. siphinde sibe khona ke na ku-Twitter ke. And on this note, we'd like to welcome our Cape Town guest, Baba Nceba. Baba Nceba, very good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show. Siyakumukela ehlelweni.
Siyabonga kakhulu ngokuba usimeme msasazi.
Yeah, singakacala ke nenkulumo yethu ke Nceba, asosichazele kabani ukuthi ihhovisi lakho lendani with regards to ama funeral policies.
Siyaziphanda izikhalazo about i-funeral policies. Izikhalazo siziphande sizikhalazo ezingolu hlobo. Ngokudecline kwe-claims ngenxa yokuba ingahambelani nemimiselo nemiqathango yepolisi, kukokudeclinwa kwe-claims ngenxa ye-non-disclosure about medical information at the point of sale, kwakunye ne-family relationship at the point of sale, nge-lapsing ze-policies, nge-poor communication, nge-documents ezingafumanekanga zingafunyanwa yi-policy holder, kwakunye ne-poor service, nange-mis-selling. Zii-complaints ezi siye sidilishane nazo e-ofisini. Siye sithi sisakuzifumana sizithumele kwi-insurers, insurers ziye ziphendule. Ukuphendula kwazo siye siyithumele loo information siyiso kwi-policy holders. Xa iseyithe yafikelela siyabona uba i-case ifikelela into yoba singenza i-ruling okanye uba ngaba khange kube khona settlement, uba imetha isetlishwe siye senza i-ruling. Okokuqala siye senza into ekuthiwa yi-provisional determination, sinikeze ithuba kwi-insurer kwakunye nee-policy holders ezinto yoba zenze i-further submissions. Xa sizifumana ezo further submissions, mhlawumbi abavumelani kunye ne-provisional determination omnye wabo, siye ke ngoku senze into ekuthiwa yi-final determination. I-decision ke njengase-court inoba against omnye wabo, against i-insurer okanye ibe against i-complainant.
So in the process, in the process lapho ke niba busy ngale case yami, ngingachubeka ngwabhadalela ama premiums noma ngingema up until you reach that final decision.
Kufuneka uqhubekile uwahlawula ama premiums ngoba if uba awuyenzanga loo nto leyo ipolisi izawulapsa. Thina into esijongene nayo i-complaint le yakho oyifakileyo e-ofisini esi-investigator, wena funeka uqhubeke nepolisi ukuba uzawulahlekelwa zii-benefits obuzidinga ngokwenene.
All right. No, siyabonga kakhulu Nceba. Elayinini ke sinamandla ulapha eGermiston. Siyakumukela hlelo Mandla, sawubona? Hello Mandla, are you still there?
Hello?
Yeah, siyakumukela hlelo baba, sawubona?
Yebo baba, njani?
Siyaphila kunjani? Singakusita ngani namhla?
Ngisacela ukubuza nje. Ngisacela ukubuza kubhuti uNkonyane, ne? Ukuthi kuyenzeka yini ukuthi uma ujoinile kwi-funeral parlour uthi ujoine more than 14 years, ushone ilunga eliwane lomndeni elikhona vele elijoinele, bese kutholakala ukuthi utholakele emva kweviki eshonile ebese eyareza abamkhulu, bese ithi i-funeral parlour icela ukuthi i-ede imali enye ngaphezulu engango 7,000 up to 8,000 ngoba ibhokisi leli alimeneli.
Uma ngabe leli bhokisi alikho alikakhavarishwa ngule policy,
lisuke lalikhaviwe ibhokisi, lalikhaviwe, uthola ukuthi ungaphezulu bathe alikho ibhokisi elenela yena.
Okay. All right, siyabonga kakhulu Mandla. Lawrence?
Okay.
Inkinga ifika kuphi? Remember kulama policy, you find ukuthi i-policy 10,000. Now the service ebazoyipackage it's 10,000. And uzothola ukuthi umuntu like ubhutesho ukuthi mhlawumbe umkhulu. That means an oversize. Manje uthola ukuthi i-amount iseyindlula i-10,000 because there's an extra coffin, extra size coffin. Manje obviously the family bazoyicela ukuthi kuzofanele ufake okunye ngaphezulu ngoba now ipolicy yakho it caters you for 10,000. Remember sikhulumile nge-FSB and the regulations. So ipolicy yakho i-10,000, especially those things sikhulume ngazo ze-disclosure. Siyabatshela abantu ukuthi okay, le policy oyithathayo i-10,000. And i-10,000 ingakuyenzela 1, 2, 3, 4 kwamanje. But in the next 5 years, asazi ukuthi izokwenzelani.
But indzaba lenjena vele ayivami lokubese lokuthi nichaze kumuntu asasathi because indzaba ye-body size for instance. Anibatsheli konke lokho.
Well, siyabatshela, but remember the problems that you might be this size now. Angazi ukuthi in the next 5 years uzabolingana nami or uzabolingana nami.
All right, Lillian. So why do people find themselves in the position ukuthi but itfola bathatha more than one funeral policy. Kaya kubangelwe yini lokho nje?
Yeah, so kuningi esingakhuluma esingachaza ubaba beseshilo ukuthi ingoba sifuna ukuthi ukufa kwakho kungiphilisa ngithi so ukuthi ukufa kwakho kuzongiphilisa ngizothola i-cash payment ngikhokhe ikweletu zami ngikhohle ukuthi imali bengiyikhiphela umncwabo. That is the stuff that if the FSB ayinakekela ukuthi that's not the case, because then we mis-selling to the client. Sidayisa i-funeral policy kufanele ngabe ikhokhela umncwabo sikhokhele ezinye izinto. So that is the one reason that happens. So does All Mutual actually encourage that? All Mutual responds to a customer request.
Okay.
So siyadayisa ngoba i-customer isuke icelile ukuthi ngicela lama police. So the multiple policy holders, I think for me the advice, the customer education is the one thing njengoba besishilo ukuthi fanele sibazise ababantu ukuthi mukhipha le policy ukhipha ilamsa uzothola imali na noma uzothola amabhokisi awu3 amabhokisi ngeke usabazi ukwasebenzisa ngoba naku awukwazi ukwasebenzisa umuntu eyodwa eshonile. The multiple policies, it services the fact that funerals are really extravagant and they're really expensive, and we're trying to make it a dignified funeral. And if you look at the trends of what funerals involve now, say kune catering fanele bazopheka abantu asacelo omakhelwane ukuthi bazosiphekela, we now hire caterers. Sekunamatende manje okwama mic noma ama stretch tents asafuni nje le package. So lezi zinto zinendleko. And you find that the person will then sit back and saying, you know what, I need more than one policy ukuthi ngicoverage lezi indleko. So indleko zomncwabo bese kuba ukuthi abantu bafuna money out of it to pay other bills. And I think it's just the status of the economy. Sesiyahlupheka. Abantu bethu are pulling heavy in terms of what they need to cover.
Right.
The duties
do hold your thought there. We shall take a break now. Sasajika ngala ngisetolo mbukeli siyabuya khona nyalo. Unganyakati. Sakubukela futhi mbukeli ehleleni sheshisa ke usithize ungaze uphelelwe isikhathi. Inombolo tethu futhi elicingo lithi 011-714-6918 noma ke 011-714-6919. Khona futhi na ku email ku consumer@sabc.co.za. Siphinde sibe khona futhi ku Twitter naye ku Facebook. On the issue of Facebook, asasive ukuthi ingabe nithini ngalendzaba kubo bona labo Facebook. Sina Mlo Mnisi uthi yena ke many people are not aware of that and they often don't read the policy agreement, let alone finding out about the registration of that insurance company. Tanduluntu Baleka uthi yena, good topic. I'm watching my show right now at Cape Town, Delft. Thank you so much for watching. Xabiso Ngalo uthi yena, it's a good idea to have a funeral policy, but apparently it becomes a problem when there are more than two. So my question is it really a great idea to have more than two funeral policies from unique insurance companies? Yenage ulapa e Aliwal North. Well, thank you so much for your Facebook messages. Sina line nge sina Simpio ulapa e Cape Town. Sagumukela Sims.
Yes, kunjani?
Siyaphila kunjani baba?
Siyaphila nathi. Mina owami umbuzo ngizabuza ba abakuthathu ba kubaluleke ngani bane insurance eziningi, like more than 3.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu Simpiwe. All right, Lillian, kubaluleke ngani ukuthi umuntu abe more than one insurance policy?
Ideally, it's a single need. And you should be servicing one need. So from an All Mutual perspective, we encourage a single policy with the single premium. But we acknowledge ukuthi ama customer azothi yazi ukuthini kunokuthi ngikhiphe u500 ngoba ngifuna u70,000 for the bulk, the total money must be higher, therefore I need a higher premium. Ngicela ukukunikeza o100 about 5 ngizothola u70,000 as so that mangabe ngiyacancela le, the others are still in place. If I cancel one of them, then at least the others still stay intact and I still get my lump sum. So I think from a customer's perspective, it's a risk management thing where they're saying if I want to piecemeal my premiums so that I can still guarantee my full-on payment if any of the smaller premiums lapse in that perspective. But what that calls to then is a risk from an All Mutual perspective. We're trying to consolidate these things so that you have one premium payment, you have one provider that you trust, that will guarantee you payments. And one of the questions that was raised there was, is it valuable to have different insurance companies? And really, I mean, the customer's choice, the customer makes a choice, but our advice is go to an insurer who's been in the business forever, and 170 years for Old Mutual knows the business. So yes, I'm going to, Old Mutual knows the business, has been in it for a while. And go to an insurer that you know is going to guarantee your payment, that your payment will be guaranteed. And a lot of the questions come at starting stage, because when you come at claim stage, it's too late by then, because now you've got a family member that has passed on, and now and it's too late. The conversation needs to happen. Account.
No, just stick to one policy.
Because, and as I said, it guarantees a provider that you trust. The premiums and the discussion that you're dealing with one service provider, you're dealing with an advisor. Old Mutual has advisors that you can speak to say, this is what I have and this is what the challenges are. You can upsell and downsell in terms of that premium depending on what your constraints or environment are. So it's really around interrogating the benefits of that policy and saying, do I have a premium cover? For this month, do I get a reprieve? Some companies provide that. Old Mutual does that premium holiday. So those are the benefits. Faneke uzibheke mangabe suzovula account, uzovula policy ofuna cover umuntu omthandayo. But we really encourage a single premium, because then it services that single need. Mufuna ukuvula savings, ezinye isidingo, another need, then open another need that covers that particular, open another policy that covers that need.
Okay, so if I take an insurance policy with you guys and then I take another one with the rival company, so do all these companies pay out at the end, or do you liaise with the other companies, with your rival companies, or okay, this particular client has taken a certain policy insurance?
We only look at insurable interest. In other words, ukave umuntu ofanele ngabe vele uyamkhava ungakhava umakhelwane osestradini ngoba naku seyashona usuyamkhava khona uzothola imali yakhona. We just look at your insurable interest ukuthi une interest yini ekhokheni leyo mali for that particular person. In terms of the total cover of that particular individual, really our interest is saying what do we commit to, and we pay that out to that individual at policy stage.
All right. Now, Neba, back to you in Cape Town. So who carries the cost of the medical reports or the consultations which the insurer needs to assess my claim?
Umuntu xa kefaka i-claim i-onus ilele kuye into yokuba makahlawule i-reports or any other information ukwenzela into yoba azoprove i-claim yakhe. I-insurer yona ngelo xesha ifike i-assesse le information. Ukuba ngaba i-insurer ifuna urelya kwi-exclusion clause, then iba yi-duty ye-insurer into yoba i-obtaine loo medical information eyifunayo, okanye ifuna urelya kwi-non-disclosure for urepudiate i-claim. I-duty ikuyo into yoba ize naloo medical information. Otherwise yena ucomplainant into afanele eze nayo ufune eze ne-medical information for uprova i-claim yakhe ukuba i-valid qha kuphela. Enkosi.
All right, but then the office lenu liyabanika any financial advice when it comes to insurance policies?
I-office yethu ayinalo ilungelo loba inganikeza i-financial advice konke. I think inoba zi-financial advisors ezinelungelo eziqeshwe zi-insurance companies nezo ezi-independent ezinalo ilungelo lonikeza nge-financial advice.
All right. Now, Lawrence, inzaba ke cremation. Nangabe ngithethe ke i-insurance policy or i-funeral policy, but then cremation I include only a casket. What happens then?
Well, in that instance, angithi umuntu uzokhetha ukuthi ngifuna I want a ground burial or a cremation. There isn't really much difference. It difference yokuthi nje umunye umuntu uzofuna i-cremation or umunye ufuna like traditional burial as we know it. And their costs are more or less the same, to be honest. They are more or less, they run more or less the same compared to the two.
Okay. Elayinini ke sina Janet ulapha ePine Town. Sakumukela Janet ehlelweni, sawubona?
Yebo, sanibona.
Kunjani mama?
Ngiyaphila, njani mina?
Siyaphila kakhulu make. Singakusitha kanjani ehlelweni namhla?
Bengicela ubuza noma kona kwamapholisi, kodwa mina ngifuna ukubuza ngomasingcwabisane. Ukuthi kuyenzeka ukuthi umasingcwabisane udlale about 20 years manje nginalo umasingcwabisane, kodwa njengomuntu ongaveli lutho-ke kusho ukuthi imali yami nje ngiluzile ngoba sengize ngadecide ukuyeka.
or so yekile awusawubhadala ama premiums?
Hayi angisakhokhi lutho nje ngokuthi manje ngibona ukuthi ngoba ngathi ngiyavela ngabatshela ukuthi akukho lutho nabangase bangibuyisele lona noma mhlambe half of that imali esengiyikhiphile nabo basale nenye. Hayi abangasho lutho. So ke bengicabanga ukuthi angazi ukuthi ngingasizakala ngithini.
Okay. All right. Janet siyabonga kakhulu. Tininte futhi tasita ke kapha kwanyalo asisishwi ngasetolo ungayinza umbukele siyabuya khona nyalo. Sakumukela futhi mbukeli manje ngesikhathi sezidliwe inja sheshisa kusishayela icingo singaze sikuphelele ku-011-714-6918 noma ke ku-011-714-6919 sikhona futhi ke ku-email at consumer@sabc.co.za na ku-Facebook naye ku-Twitter. Before we went to the break besina Janet ushayeke lapha ePinetown abebuta ke Janet Lillian ukuthi nangabe yena ke wabhadala for 20 years ama premiums kepha kwagcina ayekele ke what happens then?
Yazi ukuthini kuyinkinga ngempela ngoba it's the risk you take. Uzothatha insurance fanele ubuzisise ngempela ukuthi are you covering life or are you covering burial funeral, and ubuze at new business ukuthi ngempela mangase ngikhokhe for 20 years kuzokwenzekani mangabe angisenayo imali, and that happens. So it's the risk you take when you take out a policy. You commit to paying the premiums up until claim stage, and it's unfortunate kumam Janet ukuthi imali yakhe idlekile, kodwa that's the risk that you need to be conscious of when you take out a policy. So from my side, that's just it's bad luck for her at this point.
All right. Ayikembukela asasive ukuthi nithini ke ngalendzaba lena ke ku Facebook sinamthokozisi Bhengu uthi kune insurance cover esijoinile la ekhaya ipolicy esayithatha iprovider basitshela ukuthi kuno 1000 rand per day ulele esibhedlela sekufanele ke ngiyokwenza iX-ray sebeshona ngapha nangapha angisasizakali lento impela lena hayi ayithembakali le. AG Ndlondlo Bashise uthi yena I don't have because it's against my belief to prepare for death. Wow. And I just believe when I die my family will just withdraw my money and bury me finish and clear. Mbhekwa yena Mbhekwa Msibi ulapha eOshuk. Hayi yeah ngasicela kushisa ke manje. How can we respond to that Lawrence?
Well maybe the first one I gather it's a different product. It's a hospital, some kind of hospital cover kind of product. So it doesn't really fall on our
to this discussion.
Yes. And then on the second one, 40. Unfortunately, kunabantu abakhonayo onemali ebank uyazi ukuthi mayishona bazoyabayothrow imali yakhe bamncwabe. But not everyone is fortunate in that instance. Abanye abantu bayadinga ukuthi babe ne funeral insurance. And siyazi ukuthi kunama municipality amanye futhi anama sort of like indigent burials where they will assist nama burials. But most of the municipalities they don't have money and it's a problem. So it's always better to prepare for something.
Okay. Then kunenzaba ke ma burial societies noma ke bomasingcwabisane ke emakhaya ke nasemalokishini. So if ngithatha leyo masingcwabisane loyo, isn't it a duplication? Is it advisable to take another funeral policy?
Well, ama burial societies amanye bane relationship with a particular funeral parlor. Mhlambe bazokhulumisana nayo ukuthi look we collect so much per month and sifuna if imember yethu shonile nisingcwabele ngale service so it's just that ama burial societies thina sihlala emalokishini siyazi ukuthi what happens to the burial societies. Unfortunately it's a president, secretary, treasurer, it's one person. And sometimes if there's death that person disappears or there's no money for the funeral. And it's common especially in the townships.
Right. And especially ngoba phela akasi regulated nalabo masingcwabisane.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Sina Simpiwe ulapha eCape Town. Well, looks like it's a Simpiwe show today. Sakubukela Simpiwe hlelo sawubona.
Yebo sawubona futhi.
Kunjani ma?
Kunjani?
Siyaphila.
Siyaphila kunjani?
Siphilile masingakusita kanjani namhla?
Ngicela ukubuza from kwabani bayolapha from the funeral policy. Bendinotata wami then bebetha i-funeral kwi-policy ekuthiwa unlimited on Cape Town. Then wasoleka esendleleni the way ebheka emsebenzini. Then wasiwa ku-postmortem then kwenzela uba kuchaza uba intoni ingxaki then yabuya i-result ithi i-cardiac disease. then i-funeral bebetha yena ithi ayikwazi ukumkhava. It's because ifuna ugqirha emphethe ephila nokuthi ugqirha umphethe seswelekile. So ngifuna ukuqonda ukuba why ezinye ipolisi zingakwazi ukunika imali according ukuyibetha.
Okay. All right. Siyabonga kakhulu ke Sathemba Tintethu utawuphendula lo mbuto lo. How would you respond to
Yes,
that?
angizwanga kahle baba kodwa I assume it had to do with repatriation.
Repatriation,
Excellent, yeah. So ngizonezezela kakhulu futhi bakithi ukuthi ngicela nibuzeni ukuthi manikhipha amapolisi azokhokha ini azongaba nani. So from an all mutual perspective, there's benefits that come through with the funeral policy. So we have expatriation ukuthi la ishona khona umuntu la nizonithatha niyomngcwaba khona i all mutual izomthatha iyombeka ekhaya leyo ngcwaba khona. But asilingani njengama-policy providers ukuthi abanye bayakwenza lokhu kodwa abanye bangakwenzi. So engakusho nje ngempela ukuthi inkinga mayingenzeki masekushoniwe masekufanele ukungcwatshwa. Asibuzeni sisaqala ukuthi yabona le policy baba lo khuluma eqala ukuthi khona amapolisi mhlambe ukuthi ngicela ninginikeze ibhokisi nenkomo netende. Lokho kuzongikhaverisha umngcwabo kwi-burial kuba umncwamasingcwabisana engikukhokhelayo. Kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi Monday fanele ngikhipha amatiye kunogogo abazongivakashela abazofuna amatiye namakhekhe nani that I need to purchase kune-airtime kunezinto ezindleko ezizokwenzeka before ngingcwabe. So asenzeni ukuthi ngicela icash ke khona ngizokwazi ukucover, and that's probably what explains the multiple policies to say I'm paying for this package for umgqibelo kodwa kune package efanele ngibe nayo ukuthi ngizokwazi ukukhokha lezi indleko ezizoba khona before umngcwabo. And I think the message again is ngicela sibuzeni before sisign up ukuthi ngizotholani mangabe kwenzeka kanje kuzokwenzeka kanjani. And that's an important of an advisor conversation. All Mutual has financial advisors that provide that information. Sure. And if not, uyafona ubuza ukuthi nginaloko kwenzeka kanjani.
All right. Now, Ngeba, back to you in Cape Town. So, nangabe sengilethile i-complaint ehhovisi lenu, does that mean that I cease my relationship with my insurer? Do I still engage with my insurer while my complaint is being investigated by your office?
A relationship between wena ne-insurer yakho izawuhleli ikhona. Into ezakwenzeka for ucorresponda ngokwe-complaint yakho kuzawufuneka uba imbalelwano uzenze kunye nathi si-office ye-ombudsman for long-term insurance. Akufunekanga ucorresponde kunye ne-insurer ngenxa yoba loo nto leyo ingenza inantsika impazamo ezinkulu. Funeka ibe sithi abanikeza nge-timelines into yoba i-insurer funeka iphendule ngexesha elingakanani kwakunye naxa sibhalela wena as ucomplainant sukunika ii-timelines ukwenzela into yoba i-complaint izosombululeka ngexesha elikhawulezileyo.
Ungasubmita more than one complaint?
Of course, ungasubmita more than i-complaints noba zintathu. As long as ezo complaints zi-about i-different issues ungazisubmita. Nokokuba mhlawumbi ibiseyikhona i-complaint yakho awusewunayo ngaphambili eyayithe yasonjululwa unalo ilungelo lophinde usubmite enye i-complaint, but not nge-issue ibiseyithe yasonjululwa ngaphambili.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu Nceba. Hayi ke mbukeli, nangabe ke una i-funeral cover le worth 10,000 rand, for instance, with two different insurers, they would each be charging you 35 rand per month for that, for premiums, which will cost you 70 rand per month. But if you combine lauma two policies, omabili, and take up one funeral policy at 20,000, you pay maybe 49 rand per month, and lapho ke usave 26 rand per month. So do think about it. Sasithatha ke likhefu lethu lesigcina, siyabuya khona manje. Sakumukela futhi mbukele sesiphetha ke sethemba ukuthi kunenge lokufunzile ke. In that regard, let's take a look at some of the Facebook messages that have been coming through. Brian Sitole uthi, hello, I want to ask, upon claiming, why must I wait 48 hours to get the cash? And as Lillian said, the costs start before the funeral, so when claiming I must wait. And on the other side, preparations must be done. Paperwork should not take that long to get the cash. OG's G-Man says, this topic is painful to me. Ngoba mine, mine lapsed because I lost my job after 4 years paying, but all that money is lost now. Lillian. How do you respond to that?
Yayiqonde mina ke leyo.
Yeah.
Ngicela ukuphendula le kaJimene. Kubuhlungu ngempela, you know, and that's why from the benefits of policies, I mean, we have a premium holiday. Ngoba se understand ukuthi sometimes the income ngeke iloku ifika njalo. We'll say yazi la ulahlekelwe umsebenzi, we can give you a premium holiday ungakhokhi, but then misimu usutholile umsebenzi bese uyaqhubeka futhi. So it's one of the features I say, you know, keep on looking for policies and products that will service your need. And as I said, All Mutual has that capability to actually give you some holiday for the premium, understanding what constraints you are. Okay. And it's really unfortunate, G-Man.
Yeah.
Brian, the 48 hours is really just to make sure people don't actually submit all the required paperwork, and it's a branch experience. So when you're actually submitting at the claim, assuming all your paperwork is in place and available, the process should be much quicker. And yes, we're working on getting that much more effective. So I think i-challenge ukuba ukuthi awuzange utshele ukuthi kuzofuna lama document kusaqala mase shonile manje fanele ukuyofuna ama-form ongazange ube nawe at the time, and that's the only thing that makes the process be so much longer. But ideally uqinisile baba imali ifuneka in time and iyadingeka, and that's what the policy is there for.
Preparation asuke sekaqalile lapho. Yeah. Alright, sinathembisile ulapha eMamelodi. Sakubungela Thembisile, sawubona?
Hello, njani?
Siyaphila kunjani mama, singasitha ngani?
Khona, bengicela ukubuza lo sisi wase Old Mutual ne?
Okay.
Bathi ufuna amapolice ayi-2 sengizwa njalo like endlini kunabantu abayi-2 abanamapolice wase Old Mutual. Kuyayenzeka ukuthi babhadelwe one omunye bangambhadeli. Iqiniso of kanjani?
Okay, siyabonga kakhulu Thembisile. Is that true?
It depends on the full overcover. We will pay all policies that have met the claims requirements. So if our claims, our forms are submitted wonke for that particular, we treat individual policies separately. So we don't actually look at the full-on total cost. So ikhokha yonke imali mangabe sivumelene usayikhipha claim.
Oh, okay. Now, Nceba, in conclusion, so the instances where we find ourselves being bombarded by touts or the marketers of these Lama insurance policies, and then actually coercing us or putting us under pressure ukuthi siwathathe lawo policies, and uthola ukuthi labantu laba basetibhedlela, and esibhedlela usuke I think it's a very wrong environment ukuthi ungaqala uthengisa ama insurance policies. So thina ke sima consumer, are we protected from such people?
Yeah, ikhona protection. Okokuqala kufuneka ba ababantu abamarket policy babe ba licensed nguba bene certificate esibagunyanisayo esuka kwa FSB uba bakwazi uba bathengisela ama insurance policies. Okwesibini kufuneka benze show into ba bayachaza into ba ingaba ngubani underwriter ngubani insurer underwriter lo policy leyo ukwenzela into ba xa kuthe kwafikelela kukhona ingxaki ngepolicy umhlawumbe kukhona iclaim bakwazi ucontacta i-underwriter le kuzobhadalwa iclaim. Kuyafuneka ke into bazise abantu nge-terms and conditions ze-policy, bazise ngendlela abazokuthi bayi-understande uba uqhubeka ntoni, i-premium ezawubhatalwa ingaba it's how much, izawubhatalwa nini.
Okay. Unfortunately, we haven't got much time. Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't got much time. We have to end it there. But then thank you so much for insight. Now, Lawrence, briefly, how do you respond? How do you just, as an overview to this subject?
Well, ngasho nje ukuthi abantu babathatha ama policy, make sure you know what you're taking, and we sebenzele into oyithathela yona. If it's for a funeral, use it for that purpose. Right. Unfortunately, people take it for other things. And noma uyithatha policy, ubheka ukuthi uyithatha kuphi. There are reputable companies, there are reputable funeral parlors that are registered to sell such products.
All right. Lillian, briefly, has a word of advice to consumers.
It's a sensitive topic, but from a practical perspective, and when this thing happens, you don't want surprises to happen, and we want to continuously have dignified funerals. So while we can still talk.
All right. Ladies, gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show this afternoon. Let me thank our guests today for being with us. Please join us again next week, Monday, for yet another live consumer affairs discussion. Our programs repeat on Thursdays from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the same channel, SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Bye-bye.
Yilungelo lakho